Hey guys, welcome to a big old book haul, which is gonna be bigger than it seems because my daughter is enrolled in a Victorian Gothic class for the new year in January, starting in January. So I wanted to share the books that she's going to be reading for that class because I bought some nice copies and they look cool, and I kind of bought a few books for myself as a result as well, because there's a few that she's going to be reading that I haven't read or I don't own and I wanted to grab. And also, this is also going to be a bit of a puzzle haul. I don't know if I'm entering my puzzle era, if it's just because it's my puzzling season, but I've been buying puzzles and doing puzzles and loving it. Thank you to everyone for your prayers and comments in my last video. I got some test results back from the biopsy and the CT scan. I took the results and I put them into ChatGPT, and it looks like things are mostly good. I will have to have an appointment with my doctor at some point. I am being referred to more tests, but from what I can tell, what ChatGPT can tell me, it looks like the mass in my colon is not cancerous. So thank you so much for your prayers. I really appreciate that. I would love prayers as I continue with some testing. They're going to be retesting for my liver disease as well as trying to figure out, there's a few other things going on in my gut area that they're trying to figure out. But thankfully, the big thing, the mass, looks like things are good there. So I really appreciate all of your prayers and those of you that left comments on that video. Let's start off with, I got a cool letter that I want to share. So I don't share my regular pen pal letters or anything like that, but I want to say a huge shout out to Helen. She has been watching my channel for a few years, and once a year she writes me a letter, sends me a picture of her family with her kids and her grandkids, and I appreciate it. And what she does is she collects postcards as she goes on travels. Oh, where does this one say? This one's in North Carolina. We've got something I can't pronounce. I can't remember what she said in her letter. Is it Germany? She's got her sister or sister-in-law also collecting postcards. These are definitely all in German. I can't remember where she said they went, but all these cool postcards. Boston, another one that's in German. We've got Mississippi. Yeah, I won't show you her family picture or anything. We got a sticker from North Carolina, and I just think that's really sweet. I feel like it's hard to express how much each of you matter to me. Without you watching, I would just be talking to no one, and so I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much to Helen for sending me her annual letter. Let's see here, where did she say they went? I read it when I got it, and then I put it on my stack. Salisbury, Vienna, yeah, okay, they went on a cruise. The next best thing would be if Helen took me along with her on all her journeys, but thank you so much. It's very sweet. I really appreciate it. Now we'll get into books, and then we'll move into puzzles, I think is the order of operations here. A couple weeks ago, I went to a pastor's wives get-together thing, and the lady that was hosting gave out these prayer journals to the three of us that had most recently moved. This is a record of God's answers to prayers by Desiree Talbert, and she is also one of the pastor's wives that was there. And so this is a prayer journal that's got space for different categories. So we've got family. I have this band-aid on my finger because I cut myself peeling potatoes, and I can't turn pages. So there's space for the date, the prayer requests. So this section is the family section. Then we've got the friends section, the church section. There's a world section and a personal section. And prayer has been coming up a lot for me lately. Something I want to focus on more. And so this is perfect. And then I was like, well, I want to get a couple of her other books. So I got A Year of Psalms, a creative journal for meditation. And this idea is that you're always reading at least a psalm. She has two different plans. Like each month it has the 31 days of the month for whichever month that you are doing it. Some of them have up to 31. So you can either choose to read 1 psalm a day or 5 psalms a day. So she's got the 2 different plans there. Space for a key verse for the month, key thoughts, and then there's a verse, Psalm 96:3 here on this one. That's the 3rd month. You got praises to God for his character, space for you to write a verse that you want to memorize, verses and notes, prayers and paraphrases. And then she's got that for each month. So her suggestion is to read through the Psalms 1 chapter a day, and then once you've gone through it, then read through it once in a month and then repeat. So that way, if you do it that way, you should read the Psalms 4 times in a year. So I'm currently working through this. Actually, my copy's downstairs. This one is going to my mom for her birthday, which she'll already have it by the time this video goes up. So that's good. And then I also got her Proverbs one. I got one for myself and then one for my mother-in-law. My mother and mother-in-law have birthdays that are a day apart. So this one I haven't looked into yet because I'm starting with the Psalms one, but it's set up kind of the same way. Proverbs, there's 31 chapters. So I'm guessing that you read 1 chapter a day each month, and it's got space for key verse, key thoughts, a little coloring page with a verse, priorities and plans, directions for this month from Proverbs, values, goals, red flags. Next page here is a verse to memorize for the month, verses and notes, and then prayers for wisdom. And I think like the way that she's laid it out, ideally you start in January because her first month pages kind of are a little bit wintry, and then it changes with the seasons. I started mine in the beginning of November. The seasons not lining up won't really matter to me. So I highly recommend checking out her books. They're on Amazon, and she's got some other ones. She's got like a sermon notes book and some other stuff. So I'm starting with these 3, and then I'm sure I'll get more. And then I got a series sent to me by the author. We've got The Restorationists by, Carolyn. I'm not even gonna try to butcher her last name because I know I'm just gonna do terribly. These are middle grade books that have to do with art. I'm trying to take this paper out. So, a house full of artwork, a long hidden family secret, and a boy with a powerful gift, if only he can learn to embrace it. Vincent wants absolutely nothing to do with art, except his little sister Lily has just disappeared into one of the world's most famous paintings, and Vincent discovers he is one of the last of the Restorationists, a secret society with the power to travel through paintings, and a duty to protect art from evil forces. Leaving art behind is no longer an option. Now Vincent must join forces with his know-it-all second cousin Georgia to not only save his sister, but also confront his painful past and a future he never wanted. Yeah, so this looks fun. Obviously, like they're going into the starry sky for this. There are illustrations throughout the book as well. The illustrations look adorable. I really like the art style. So I got book 1, Beneath the Swirling Sky. Book 2, yep, I love it. It says the numbers on the spine. All series books should say the numbers. Is Between Flowers and Bones. I don't even know which, whose art this is. I'm assuming it's a famous painting of some sort. Well, I will read them and I will learn. And then we've got Beyond the Far Horizon. Yeah, and I don't know which artwork they're going into here, but I really like the illustrations. So I'm going to read this series. And even Reika, she's like generally beyond middle grade, every now and then likes to dip her toe back into middle grade, but she's like, these are so cute, I want to read them. And everyone was excited to read them too, so we'll see. I might have to fight my kids over these. Okay, the power of technology. I just got my kindergartner off to the afternoon school and had lunch, and now I'm just like, okay, where was I? These are the things I've already shared. This next stack, yeah, most of it. There's one that's not in shouldn't be in here. They are books that I got during the Acts 29 conference that we went to in Dallas last week. So a lot of these were free. The conference was so good. This was our second year going. We went last spring as well. And my top speakers, they were all good, but like my top ones were Matt Chandler, J.D. Greer, and Joby Martin. Matt Chandler and Joby Martin were there last year and excellent as well. And yeah, so we got some free books, and then Crossway had a little stand there as well, so I bought another book. First of all, I got a bookmark. This is from Turkey. There was a booth there. They're fundraising for a home, like a building. They train pastors and anyway, I got a free bookmark. That's all. And then we got I think this is just a Transcend the Culture War, Transform the World by J.D. Greer. This is just a little snippet of it. I don't really know what this is. These are 2 chapters from the book. Chapter 4, Why Are We Here? And chapter 14, Loud Joy. I don't think I've ever read anything by J.D. Greer before. I've done some of his Bible studies on Right Now Media, and then heard him speak at the conference. I don't think I've ever actually read anything by him. I will take a look at this, and I should read some of his books for sure. Then there was, so Canada is part of the global church. So there was mostly people from the United States. So they were the bulk of the people, but there was also 22 other countries represented. And so there was a global night where those of us that were not from the US could go to a thing, and we got a free book, Good News at Rock Bottom by Ray Ortland. Finding God when the pain goes deep and the hope seems lost. This is the kind of book that is like, okay, this is a good book for a certain season. I don't think it's a book that I'm going to read right now, but it will be nice to have, I'm sure, in the future. And then when we registered, there was free books in our bag. So we got Gospel Patrons, People Whose Generosity Changed the World. This is by John Reinhardt. Yeah, so I don't really know much. Behind every great movement of God stands a few generous men and women called gospel patrons. This book tells 3 stories from history about how their role of resourcing, partnering, and strategizing with those who proclaim the gospel fueled amazing works of God. Their examples invite us to believe God, step out, and serve the purposes of God in our generation. And who knows, we just might change the world. Got that, and then we got Giving Together, an Adventure in Generosity. This is by the same author. I feel like this is maybe kind of goes hand in hand with it. This one's very stiff. It's like kind of halfway between paperback and hardcover. Yeah, I don't really know what this is. It's definitely more of a journal. There's space to write things, and I'm assuming you kind of read this and then work with this. And then the one book that I purchased was A Praying Church by Paul Miller. So I read his book, A Praying Life, a few years ago. Loved it. And I really feel like the theme of the conference, what stood out to me is prayer. And it's something that, like, ever since I read his book a few years ago, it's just something that I feel like convicted that I don't do enough of, don't believe in enough. And yeah, I just want to pray more. So I thought about borrowing it. Our friends that came with us have it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to want to underline things. So I bought it, and I'm 16 pages in, just barely into it, and I think it's going to be amazing. Praying together is not a luxury, nor is it something just for the spiritual Christians. It's the very breath of the church. I think this is, am I still on the introduction? No, I'm on chapter 2. So I think that'll be really good. That's all for that. What should we do next? Let's okay, this is a book that I bought because it's on my November TBR and I could not get my hands on a copy anywhere, and that is In This House of Breed by, oh shoot, I forgot to look up the author's name. Rumer Godin? Still need to look that up. This is like a nice floppy book. Excited about that. This was a Patreon recommendation that I pulled in my November TBR. It says, people think we renounce the world. We don't. We renounce its ways, but we are still very much in it, and it is very much in us. Pax is the motto of Breed Abbey, but it is not an easy peace. Into this enclosed order of Benedictine nuns arrives independent, sophisticated Philippa Talbot, who has left behind a successful career for a new calling. In this small community, she soon discovers all the human frailties: jealousy, love, despair. But each crisis of heart and conscience is guided by the compassion of the abbess and by the sisters' shared bond of faith and ritual. Away from the world and yet one with it, can Philippa ever master her ambition and come to terms with the terrible tragedy of her past? So when was this published? I have a feeling it's like, well, it's a Virago Modern Classic, published in 1969. I'm intrigued. The idea of like nuns and stuff have always been intriguing. Maybe it's like The Sound of Music, I'm not sure. So I will be reading that this month. I didn't realize it was going to be so thick. It's just over 500 pages. Let's do the classics. Okay, let's do the two that I bought for myself. I think this is one that I got for my daughter as well. Classic Works of Horror by Edgar Allan Poe, because she has to read some of his short stories that are in here. And I do have a set, or a very small collection of Poe short stories, but I think it only has like 5. And this one probably has closer to 20 short stories, plus poems, including Annabelle Lee. So I'm going to be reading at least the short stories that she needs to read whenever it is, January, February, March. I think she's reading these books over that period of time. Yeah, so I like that there's a raven on the cover. That works well for him. And then she has to read The Phantom of the Opera, and I bought myself a pretty copy that was kind of expensive. This is the Paper Mill Press. I don't really know which edition this is of theirs, but it's a hardcover, beautiful end pages. I didn't buy her a super pretty one. It's got silver edges, and it's got a bookmark, and the pages are very like glossy, like thick magazine quality. So I've never read The Phantom of the Opera. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you anything about it either. But my hope is to read the books along with her, the ones I haven't read. And then we'll get into her stack of books. Okay, so I got a lot of these, which edition is this? World Cloud Classics, because they were decently cheap, and it looks cool for her to have like books that go together. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson. I think she just has to read Jekyll and Hyde. I can't remember. So I grabbed that one for her. Oh, we got to get the sticker off of this one. She needs to read Frankenstein, which I never got to in October. So either I'll read it before her class or I will read it alongside her. These ones are nice because they do have, are they just snippets of the book? Yeah, he put the glass to his lips and drank one gulp. A cry followed. He reeled, staggered, clutched at the table, and held on, staring with injected eyes, gasping with open mouth. And as I looked, there came, I thought, a change. He seemed to swell. His face became suddenly black, and the features seemed to melt and alter. So that's Jekyll and Hyde. And Frankenstein says, a flash of lightning illuminated the object and discovered its shape plainly to me, its gigantic stature and the deformity of its aspect more hideous than belongs to humanity. Instantly informed me that it was the wretch, the filthy demon to whom I had given life. Yes, this is definitely, she's taking a Gothic literature class. Then we've got Dracula. I do like that it's got all these other words and quotes along the book as well. This one says diabolical, evil. She actually licked her lips like an animal. Dracula, when I read it a couple years ago, I realized like the story that I knew of Dracula going into it was probably only about 1/3 of the book. And then there's like a whole another 2/3 of the book. When the Count saw my face, his eyes blazed with a sort of demonic fury, and he suddenly made a grab at my throat. I drew away, and his hand touched the string of beads which held the crucifix. It made an instant change in him, for the fury passed so quickly that I could hardly believe it was ever there. Yeah, and they're like indented too. Same with the cover. They're pretty cool. I like that edition. And then I got the Phantom of the Opera for her in this edition, so it looks much smaller than the one I bought, but these pages are so thick. I was made to remember that, although he was not an angel, nor a ghost, nor a genius, he remained the voice, for he sang. I really don't know anything about this one. That'll be interesting. And then she has to read Jane Eyre. But I got her this bind up of Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, and Agnes Grey because it was just a little bit more than buying just Jane Eyre. All of these classics that I'm sharing right now, I got on Book Outlet because they were significantly cheaper. So I love these covers. This one's Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte. She doesn't have to read that one right now. Wuthering Heights, I'm kind of sad that this one's not included in her class, by Emily Bronte. And then Jane Eyre. This one's definitely the prettiest one, by Charlotte Bronte. This one she does need to read, and it is the biggest one of these. It is one that I would like to reread. I listened to it years ago. I didn't physically read it, and so I think I'd like to try physically reading it. So, and then it comes in the box, which these boxes are, like, they're cool. They look cool, but it's always a challenge to get the books back in. Or maybe I just struggle especially much. Okay, there you go. So there's that one. Oh yeah, and then she's got the same Edgar Allan Poe classic works of horror. The Picture of Dorian Gray. I totally unhauled that one when we moved because I didn't like it, but I read it. And then, okay, this one I had to buy from Amazon because she needed a Nathaniel Hawthorne short story collection, The Young Goodman Brown and Other Tales. I did not buy this for myself as well. I was tempted, but she has to read a couple of short stories from here. It includes like 15-ish, I would guess. And I think she has to read 3 or 4 from here. Those are all the classics. One more book. When I was placing an order from Book Outlet, which if you have never ordered from Book Outlet yet, I will leave my affiliate link below. You will get $5 off of your first order, and I will get a $5 credit to my next order. It was like, I think I got $10 off when I purchased these books, so that was nice. I ordered If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I don't know, this is a book that I've been hearing about recently, and it has the sprayed edges, and it was, I think, on sale yet too on Book Outlet. I don't even really know anything. Enter the players. There were 7 of us, 7 bright young things with wide, precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. On the day Oliver Marks is released from jail, the man who put them there is waiting at the door. Detective Colborne wants to know the truth. And after 10 years, Oliver is finally ready to tell it. A decade ago, Oliver is one of the 7 young Shakespearean actors at, I won't try to pronounce that, Classical Conservatory, a place of keen ambition and fierce competition. In this secluded world of firelight and leather-bound books, Oliver and his friends play the same roles on stage and off. Hero, villain, tyrant, temptress, ingenuine, and extra. But in their 4th and final year, good-natured rivalries turn ugly, and on opening night, real violence invades the students' world of make-believe. In the morning, the 4th years find themselves facing their very own tragedy and their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police, each other, and themselves that they are innocent. This sounds really interesting. It's like very dark academia feeling. Let's see if I can get to this one soon. Oh man, so many stacks of books here. Okay, now puzzles. Let's talk about puzzles. The first one here I got off of Book Outlet. This is a 500-piece puzzle, In the Dark Garden by Natalie Letty, maybe? I have a mug that I got from Anthropology of hers that I love so much. I really love her, this has been sitting on my floor for a bit. I really love her art style. And yeah, this is just 500 pieces, which I feel like I want to switch up between 500 and 1,000 pieces. So the puzzle pieces are decently large. I haven't done a 500 piece in a very long time. It's been a long time. Yeah, so super excited about this one. And then I went shopping and ended up with 3 more puzzles the other day. I'm not really sure how that happened, but it happened. I've kind of been obsessing over the Gallison puzzle brand. The vintage library puzzle that I'm doing right now, it's the one that I started in my colonoscopy vlog, the one that was voted on by most people on Instagram. So when I found a bunch of them the other day, I grabbed them. This one is called Over and Under. So we got like a street scene and a like subway scene. It's got a bookstore, and this is a panoramic puzzle. So it's 39 inches long by 14 inches high, which is really cool. Galison has a lot of different art styles. I really enjoy puzzles that are illustrated. So that's what I lean towards. Then I got Meowy and Bright, which are these cats in little Christmas sweaters. This one's a 500-piece puzzle. Unfortunately, there's not a Tolkien cat in here, unless there's more to it than I can see on the cover. No. I mean, like this long-haired one here would be the closest, but Tolkien's definitely just different coloring, but super cute though. So I'll probably be doing that in November here, or maybe beginning of December or something. Definitely, since it's Christmassy, got to do that soon. And then I got Reader's Society. This is a 1,000-piece puzzle with books and snacks and an all-around good time. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some puzzles in the next while, and I'm really excited about it. I think that the winter, if I had to guess a theme right now, it would be audiobooks and puzzles. That's what I think I'm going to be leaning into. So that's all for this book haul. I would love to hear what you've been purchasing lately. Any puzzle recommendations? I think I asked this in my previous video, but I'm still looking. It hasn't gone live yet, so I'm looking for some like Christmas recommendations book-wise. Always just chat with me in the comments about books, you guys. I appreciate each of you, and when you leave a comment, then it really helps you to come to life. Or when you send me postcards and letters like Helen does. So thanks for hanging out with me today.